Hi everyone, it's Steph and welcome to another video. This is my Dreaming of Autumn scarf video. You've seen a few other videos about this scarf that I have uploaded, but this is the finished product and it made an absolutely beautiful gift to my mother who loved it. My original intention was to use the Ito Kinu silk noil as warp and weft. However, as you would have seen with the previous video, this particular silk noil wasn't strong enough to use as warp, so I had to think on my feet. Luckily, I had some Tencel that I'd purchased for a project in the future, and I decided to use that as the warp. So these are the two colours. One is called Cannelle, and the other, which is like a bronze colour, and the other one is called Orange Brulee, which is like a really pretty burnt orange colour. I'm weaving this on a 10 dent reed, two 10 dent reeds actually, to make a set of 20, and I'm doing this so that I can weave without doubling the yarn. If you want to know a little bit more detail about that, the previous video I uploaded, I will put on the end screen so that you can click on that and watch it if you wish. I'll also pop it in the description. Warping this up was really easy. I just pulled 2 loops through each slot, leaving 4 threads. So there were 2 threads of each colour, so 1 loop of each colour in each slot. And I did that through the whole warping width. And the width of this is 50 centimetres in a 60 centimetre heddle. I just wound on using my old method, not using the DIY tensioning device, mainly just because it wasn't a very long warp. It was only the width or the length, sorry, of my dining room table. And then that was quite easy just to wind straight onto the back beam by moving the heddle towards where I had looped the ends on. Threading the heddles took a long time and can be tricky at times, especially when you're putting the second heddle on and warping between the first heddle and the second heddle. However, it is worth it just to get the end result, and it is something that you can just sit and do without other distractions. I did have to redo it after doing it the first time, but in the end it was definitely worth the effort. If you want to know a little bit more again about how to thread those heddles for getting a set of 20, I will loop that video that I uploaded a few weeks ago. I'll pop it in the description and in the end screen. Once the threading was done and checked to make sure I didn't have any cross threads, I then trimmed all of the ends to be the same length and then tied them off in small bundles. I then checked my up shed and my down shed, and initially I thought, oh my word, I've made another mistake, but I actually hadn't. The Tencel yarn can be a little bit sticky in the warp, so once I'd actually put through a warping stick and just separated that, it was beautiful from then on. To weave your double set, it's just simply putting both heddles in the up position for your up shed and both heddles in the down position for your down shed. So you can just go on autopilot from this moment on. I decided to do random stripes throughout the whole scarf, just using whatever colour I felt like at the time, and then alternating with Tencel weft and then the silk weft. And I did that throughout the scarf as I went, and it turned out really beautiful. Towards the end of the weave, the warp did get a little bit sloppy, so I did pop a pickup stick in there in the downshed just to help keep that even until I'd finished weaving. I chose to do a twisted fringe on this scarf, so I just cut off a little group at a time so that I could knot, and I only knotted 8 threads on each knot, and that would keep the twists really tight and really pretty and not too thick on the end of the scarf. I chose to twist the fringe whilst the weaving was still on the loom, just to keep it steady, so I could pull and make them very even in the twist. And I'm not going to lie, this took me forever. And I probably wouldn't do it this way again, because I ended up, the actual twisted fringe on one end to the other was actually about an inch difference, which isn't ideal, so I probably wouldn't do it this way again. However, the twisted fringe looks absolutely beautiful and just perfect for this kind of scarf. Once all of this ends were twisted, I just trimmed them so that the frayed bits were even, and then I worked on the other side. So I had to pick each one off, but once it was done, you can see that they're a little bit different in size from the other size. The good thing about silk noil is that it's a little bit more forgiving of the wet finish process and being washed. So I just wet finished this in the normal way, except didn't use hot water. I just used warm water, but still with some dishwashing liquid, just to get rid of any machine oils. Just trimmed off all of the ends, and then I gave it a good iron, and then we're done. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you so much. If you found this video enjoyable, please click that like button, and that can really help my channel. If you feel comfortable, please subscribe so you don't miss any more videos. And as always, have a wonderful day.